What's good, YouTube? Nobody's home. Welcome to episode 1 of Space Engineers modded gameplay. In this series, we're going to be doing some scripts and some mods together. We're going to be using Easy's inventory, Easy solar alignment, and Path Auto Miner for the scripts. We're also going to be using Nanobot Build and Repair system visual mods. They're basically just stuff to make everything look prettier for you guys. And we're going to multiply the player inventory by about 5. That way we don't have to worry about running back and forth as much early game. That's the only reason for that. Now, if you're wondering where I've been, I actually had to move and I've been pretty busy lately. It's just been really hectic. Sorry that I haven't been around, but I am getting back with some Space Engineers. I'm also going to be playing a little bit of Dyson Sphere program very soon, and I'm starting a second channel for Kerbal Space Program as well. I should be back full time to where I can record like I used to with the crazy schedules and stuff like that. Also, if you have any suggestions for some mods, let me know in the comments and I will be sure to pay attention to them. The first thing we want to do here is go ahead and start picking some stone up. Now, I did notice as we were landing that we have plenty of ice over this way, so I think this is going to be where we start. One thing I do need to do though is I need to come down here and grab a little bit of hydrogen before I run out and go run around and find us some iron, because we're going to need that pretty early, not gonna lie. The way I like to find it is I just fly straight up here and look around for any discoloration in the ground. I think this may be some. They keep changing it around the way it looks, so I'm not sure. It's been a little while since I've been able to play this, obviously. So I think this might be. I don't know if it is. In fact, no, I'm pretty sure it's not. Okay. So there's going to be some weird little coloration stuff on the ground here, and that'll tell you where ore is. If that's changed, please let me know down in the comments. I will very much appreciate that. We still have it in the water, so I'm guessing it's still on the ground. But I don't see anything. Let's head over to the water and see what we got over there. So while we're flying around here, I would like to point out the fact that this video is sponsored by the like button. If you would go ahead and hit that like button down below if this is not your first time seeing this video, if you think you're going to get any value out of it whatsoever. That way YouTube will start telling more and more people about us, and they'll get to watch these videos as well. I would very much appreciate that. Okay, so we found some silicon already, and let's see what else we've got on the water here. I'm trying to pay attention to my hydrogen here so I don't run out, but I'm looking specifically for, ooh, I found cobalt already. This is good. And iron. Okay, this is where we want to be. I think we're building our base over there, but let me go ahead and mark this right here. So I'm just /GPS will allow you to make your own GPS there. Let's see, we need cobalt, iron, and what else was it here? I don't remember, but those are the ones that matter. So cobalt, iron. Anything else is completely secondary. I think it might have been silicon down there. So now that we've got that marked, let's see what was down here, because this might be a separate deposit. Ice. Iron. Okay, so yes, we have plenty of iron around. This is good. This is exactly what we wanted. We've got our water and we've got our iron and some cobalt. So this will set us up quite nicely for early game. I'm going to run on back to the respawn pod here and start mining up some stone so we can get started on our base. And we are landed. All right, so let's go ahead and let's just think I'm gonna go right into the side of the mountain here. I like to get a little bit away from where I'm building my base. We might decide to build the base a little closer to the water if we can. I kind of like this area though. It's a really nice area. So I'm just going to right click, drill straight into the mountain here, or the hill here, and turn on the lights for you guys. And I'm waiting until it changes into the stone right here before I start picking it up. This is going to be a lot thicker stone. You're going to get more of it if you go in here, obviously. So that's why we did that. And I'm just going to go ahead and start running some stone back and forth. We're going to need about 2,000 iron to start with. And we're going to come into production and go ahead and shift control click the ingots here so we can add 1,000 at a time and just do up a ton of them. And now that that's done, what we need to do is, okay, so we're going to need to go ahead and queue up, I'd say about 40 plates here. So let me cancel that and go control click 4 times. And once those 40 plates are done, we're going to need to actually, I want to do a basic assembler and wind turbine to start with. So let's add those to the build planner. That way we can get stuff being made more efficiently and faster. And we're going to go ahead and queue that up as well. Once we get the basic assembler made, we can actually do a battery, which is why I want to do that specifically. So let's, me being silly here, add components. And now we will just keep gathering stone while we're waiting. So while I'm gathering, I was just thinking, I've been recently getting into mining Bitcoin using my computer. And I'm wondering if anyone here is interested in that. I could always start a new channel and do like a daily Bitcoin journey video, just chat with you guys. If you guys are interested in it, make sure you let me know down in the comments, obviously. And I'm thinking maybe just, I do want to expand it later on and actually start doing some Bitcoin mining, like real Bitcoin mining. But as of now, I've just been using my entire computer, and I can even record some videos while doing it. It's pretty interesting. But I do want to get a little more into it, and I figured since I'm going to be doing that, you guys might be interested in the journey as well. So in case you were wondering about it and wanted to get into it, we could start over a second channel over there and make sure that all goes good. Also, for my videos that I'm doing on Kerbal Space Program, if you came in for Kerbal Space Program off of the last couple videos that I did, I am starting a new channel specifically for that. That way I can keep the Space Engineers guys from watching videos that they don't want to watch. And I will be adding a Dyson Sphere program to this channel as well. So that's going to be a cool little game. If you've ever played Satisfactory or Factorio, it's like a 3D Factorio, which is more like Satisfactory, except for in this one you have an entire galaxy that you can work with instead of just a single planet. So it's everything that I kind of wish that Satisfactory was, which is really cool. So once we get this basic assembler and wind turbine ready, we're going to go ahead and do a battery, a basic refinery, and a small cargo, and try to get the drill set up before the episode is over. So I'm just going to continue the grind here, and I will be right back with you.
One eternity later.
And we are done with all of that mess. So I'm going to go ahead and grab all this stuff up. Actually, I can get rid of this gravel here. And everything should be good. So now we can start creating our base. I like this area. It's nice and sunny. Got a good little area to it. So I'm gonna come back here, probably to about right here, and start building a base. I made up like 20 of these guys, so we shouldn't have any issues with that. I think right here's where I'm gonna put my assembler. So let's go ahead and drop that there, get it going. And go ahead and weld it together. Energy is low. That's okay. That's not a big deal. Let me cut off my light. We don't need it during the day. And now we can turn around and come on down this way just a tad. I want to build a windmill. And we're going to have to build up as well on that. So let's go ahead and boom. Take off. I want to think about where I'm going to have the ceiling here. So I'm just going to go pretty high up. There we go. That should be good. And we're going to place our windmill here and go ahead and get it running. All right. Oh, I meant to cut off the progression, but I didn't, so I'll have to do that in between videos. Note to self, go ahead and do that if you catch it in editing. Alright, so we've got our basic assembler now, and we have our wind turbine. So we can run this just off the wind turbine, and we can go ahead and get our, let's see, we need to go for a battery and an assembler. Or a battery and a refinery. So let's go ahead for a basic refinery. Add that first, and then we're going to add a battery on top of that. And we can go ahead and queue these up and see what we have already ready to go here. We can technically start tearing down this landing pod now if we feel like it. And just base, I think, let me make absolutely certain. I want to see if I can disassemble in this thing. Let's see, production, disassemble. Yes, you can. Okay, so we can actually, without issue, tear down the ship if we feel like it. I'm just going to add these materials here into the assembler, and we can start smelting down in the ship and bring this stuff over here. We could tear the ship down and tear all the parts down. It's not as energy efficient, but we should be good. That's plenty of energy. I think it's like a deficit of 2 kilowatts or something like that. But we're just going to continue to gather over here. I'm going to grab me some energy before I go and do that. And then we're going to go gather some more stone and keep on rolling. Okay, so I'm going to need about 1700 iron for this. This is going to take me a little while, so I'm going to just basically fast forward until we get all of that done, because I'm only getting about 144 iron per trip, so I'll be back. And we have enough now, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this stuff up because the inventory is full, and keep making stuff. And go ahead and get started on all of this. So I need to go ahead and place a battery here. So we're going to go for battery. By the time I get all of this done, we might be done building. I'm going to need the solar panel later, so I'll just leave that there. We're going to place the battery on this side over here. Go ahead and get it worked on. And we're also going to need our basic refinery. Now, I want the basic refinery to attach to this guy for now, but we will be replacing all of it very shortly. So see, I need the steel plate and stuff before I go any further on all of this. So I need to hold off and wait on that to finish up before. Yeah. See, construction component, steel plate. Yeah, I think that's what's left. Yeah, that's exactly what's left. All right, let's go ahead and keep working on the battery while we're waiting. I don't want to block this port off by finishing up too much of the refinery without finishing it completely. Okay, so we got 5 more of these, and then we've got the 18 and 60. We should be good to go on that. Wait for those 2 to finish up, and we are gone. We are good. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. We now have a battery. which means we can actually start tearing everything apart on the ship now that we have a basic refinery as well as an assembler. I need to go ahead and get some energy while we're waiting on that to finish up, and then we'll finish up the assembler and start tearing down the ship and just basically take all the parts down to its raw materials. It's not the most efficient way to do things, but it seems to speed things up in the beginning a little bit with inventory space and stuff like that. So alright, so let me go ahead and finish up the assembler here, or the refinery here. And we are good. Now I can dump raw iron into here and we can work on our drill setup as well. So what we need next is we're gonna need a small cargo, which I don't have on my bar. So let's go ahead and do small cargo. We are going to need a drill and some conveyors. So let's go for conveyor. Oh yeah, we have progression. What do we need for the conveyor? Okay, we're gonna need to do this, the small cargo container first before the conveyor. So let's go ahead and queue that up. Let's see. And we can small. Go ahead and queue that into the build planner and start this up. See if we've got enough of everything. We're gonna need a little bit of cobalt, so let's go pick that up, and we're gonna pick up some raw iron while we're at it. So we've got some over here, so let's go on and fly straight to the cobalt iron. This is why I was so happy to get the cobalt and iron to start with. Okay, so we've got iron right here, so let's go ahead and drill straight down to the iron. And once we get to the iron, I'm just gonna pick up a little bit of raw iron here, and then we're gonna fill the rest of it up with cobalt. That should be all the cobalt we're gonna need for quite a while, and maybe even all the iron that we need for a good bit. I'm not too worried about the ice. We've got ice close enough to us, so we're not gonna have to worry about overfilling on that because it's not gonna be that long of a trip. So let's just go ahead and grab some iron ore, iron ore, iron ore, and iron. How much do we have? We have 1.79k. That should be decent for now. Okay, so let's go ahead and fly on out of the hole here. And then we're gonna find us some cobalt, which means over this way, I believe. Iron. Iron. And there's our cobalt. Alright, so we're gonna head on down to the cobalt. Where did it go? Right here. And we're gonna fill up the rest of our inventory with that before we head back. Yeah, I keep hearing something exploding outside. I'm hoping it's just like thunder or something. Head on back to the ship just to make sure it doesn't disappear on us. And we're pretty much full. We didn't need to completely fill up on cobalt. That's not something we need a ton of. Okay, yeah, that's just thunder and lightning over there. Now, I have been struck by lightning in this game, so we need to be careful with that because I don't want to destroy the ship or the base before we can get anything built up here. I think that was just severely unlucky, though. I do like the new weather system that they just added in. Quite nice. Well, recently added in. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop all of this in here. And we are good to go on this. We only needed 4 cobalt. We've got plenty of iron coming in, so yes, we will hold off here. And I guess I'll stand over here just in case we get struck. That way we don't go destroying the building or anything like that. Alright, so we've got everything that we need almost We just need a little bit of the cobalt to be finished up and we should be good to go. We need one more metal grid made. So we're just holding off on this one cobalt and good. All right, we can go ahead and build the cargo container here. And what else were we gonna add? It was a cargo container and that was it. Good. Go ahead and build that up real quick. That's good, and we can drop everything in there. Now that that's done, we can actually tear down the respawn pod. I'll probably do that in between episodes. Now we need to start thinking about our drill setup. Now what I want to do is make it to where we can automatically drill down into the side of the mountain here. I guess we're gonna go out this way a little bit. So let's go ahead and do some conveyor. And drill. We're going to need conveyors. We're going to need a rotor, which advanced rotor. That way we can run stuff through it. And we're going to need a drill at least. I think we're going to do... Oh, wrong way. Wrong one. Okay, that needs to be there. We're going to probably do a setup to where we can mine out a circle. I'm not really sure how far we're gonna go yet. Let me go ahead and get some plates up here because we're gonna need those. Assembling. Do about 20 plates there just to be on the safe side, and we can start laying this down. Okay, so I need this and that should be enough. Run this out here. And let me grab some hydrogen before I run out here. And we're gonna need some more of the... I think that'll be far enough for now. We can do a little circular thing. Actually, let me think. That's 1, 2, 3 blocks. Go out quite a bit. That way we can use pistons for what we're doing. So that would be... I need... There is a script that we could run for this if we wanted to. But we don't need a ton of stuff here. This is basically just to get our auto miner running. So we don't need a huge area. I think that should be good. And we're gonna run our piston from here, or drill. Yeah. We're gonna run a piston off of that. So let me grab some of this. Just so we can figure out exactly what we want to do here. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then we're going to add a piston, and I think that'll be high enough to where we can maybe think about fitting a drill in there. I don't think we can. No, that's going to be a little too big, so let me add our drill back into our bar here, and we can just right click drill this so we can open up the area for the drill to join it, or join in. Now I'm going to be using a single drill setup here. It's kind of interesting the way it works. Well, I'll show you all of that sooner rather than later, probably in the next episode. Once I get everything planned out 100%. Okay, that needs to be a drill. And unable to place drill. So where are we missing? This is sometimes pretty hard to see. But let's see, I just need to go deeper, I think. I probably should have went another block up, but live and learn, right? And I think that will fit. Yes. Okay, once we drill this out, we can move it over one to the side, drill it out again, then do the same thing over here. Basically drill out this whole area here by spinning it around. We'll get into that. It's going to be a step process. But now that we've gotten that done, let's go ahead and cancel this and we can go on and start queuing all this mess up. You just right clicking here to queue it up into the build planner. Okay, so we've reached capacity and we're just going to go ahead and get all of that queued up right here. I don't exactly remember what the hotkey is for queuing things up automatic. I will look into that later in between video. And we're just going to wait for a minute until all of this production's done. So I'll be back with you when it is. Okay, I'm going to have to run back and grab some more iron here. We were a little bit short on what we needed. So I'm just going to fill up my inventory with raw iron. And that should cover us for pretty much everything that we need to do here, gathering wise. I gotta say, this is probably the most efficiently that I've done this whole setup in the beginning. I think doing the assembler to start with is the play. Whoop. Right past it. Alright, so now I just gotta find the hole here, and there we go. Let's go ahead and pick up all of this so I can get this ice out of this. So if you have the situation that I just had in there where you've got a bunch of ice in there and all of that fun stuff, and you want to get rid of it, just exit the hole, open up your inventory and drop it out. There you go. Now you got all that inventory space for pure iron. And we'll just go ahead and grab all of this up. And I'm going to drop off the little bit of ice that I just picked up and continue to do this. I'm not going to worry about ice until I get to the point where I need ice. Okay, that should be enough. Alright, yep, we're good to go. Run on back to the base. My suit energy is low as well, so we'll fix that when we get back. And then I will queue up all this iron to be smelted and we should be good to go on that. Alright, so I just queued up the 4,000 some iron that I just brought back with me. That's the good thing about the 5x inventory. And we should be set up for finishing all of this off. So I'm just going to continue and work on building all of this up and getting some energy real quick. And I will be back with you in just 1 second. Ooh, that one was a little bit close, wasn't it? Alright, so I need a little more iron down here, so I'm just going to come down here and pick up some iron. We needed quite a bit for that drill. I'm just being careful not to pick up any ice here. I want to get deep enough into the iron to where I don't have to worry about the ice. It's too easy to accidentally pick up. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go on and carry this little tiny bit of ice with us. I think, yeah, 160. Not a big deal. That's just an extra filling for our tank here. And we are good to go. So now all I have to do is turn on the drill here. And it will start drilling this stuff out. And I will very, very, very ever so slowly increase this to 2.5 meters. So let's see, maximum distance needs to be 2.5 and velocity can be 0.2. There we go. We're just going to edge that forward about 2.5 meters, one block. And then we're going to let it stop. And then we're gonna start thinking about what we're gonna do in the next episode. I'm gonna go ahead and leave this one here for now, since we've got everything ready to go to where we can start thinking about getting some automation up and things like that. I think maybe in the next episode we'll begin designing our first auto miner. I think I'm going to go with a forward-facing auto miner for the next one, kind of like the ones that I've had in my other series where I've got the drills in front of the ship instead of the vertical miner so far, because they're a lot easier and cheaper to build. So we're probably going to design one of those in the next episode and get it set up with path auto miner and start thinking about getting some real power production going as well. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. If you haven't already, please drop a like to let me know that you did. Also, if you're new here and you haven't already, please subscribe and hit that bell notification to be alerted when new videos go live. Thank you. Have a nice day.